So how does that actually look like in terms of living things? If you take a look at the living things, the different ranks and groups of the living things, you notice that at the biggest level, of course, is life. And as you go to a more defined level, you can see domains, kingdoms, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and ultimately species. And you'll notice that the different groups are separated by related by different structures. So you take a look at the living things. There are three domains, right? There's the archaea, the bacteria, and the eukarya. Now you don't have to worry about the details of these things because each of them are quite different, difficult to study. But what we are looking at more importantly is this branch on the right hand side. If you take a look at my mind map, you see that in terms of you can see that in terms of living things, ultimately separate into animals, plants, right? Those are the two main things that you probably know. Fungi, of course, you know fungi. Protista just means the unicellular organisms. Now we will not touch on that for now. And if you take a look at the animals, there's the vertebrates, the invertebrates. If you take a look at the plants, there are the different types of plants. Actually, most of this are covered in your textbook. So this is just a way, a mind map to summarize the different things that you will take a look at in your book later. Now, how do you use keys? Now, basically, a dichotomous key is a very simple way of classifying things by asking a question with a yes or no answer. And it actually helps to classify and identify things. So if you take a look at your textbook on page 119, you will see a very simple dichotomous key setup. If you take a look, the first thing is, the first question of course is plants. Do the plants have vessels? Vessels means transportation vessels, and of course if it's yes, then they're considered as vascular plants. If it's no, it's a non-vascular plant. And the question goes on, and you can see the second stage is, do the plants have seeds? And then the third question is, do the plants produce flowers? And ultimately, using three simple questions, you can classify the different plants based on these three things: vessels, seeds, and flowers. So a dichotomous key is a very simple way of grouping things together. Another very simple example is the one on the next page, on page 120, arthropods. And if you can take a look, dichotomous key can also be used to identify things. So you can see five things, 5 organisms on top, and they're all considered arthropods. And you can basically sort each one of them by looking at their structure. So first question was, does it have 6 legs? And if it has 6 legs and it's an arthropod, then it will be definitely a wasp. And of course, that would be B, right? And it doesn't have 6 legs. Then you can take a look and ask the question, does it have any antennae? And if it's no, immediately you can rule that it's a tick, and that's organism A. And if it has an antennae, then you can question whether it has 1 pair. And if it doesn't have 1 pair of antennae, you can say it's a crayfish, which of course it's organism D. And if it has 1 pair of legs on each body segment, then of course if it's that, yes, then it will be a centipede, and no, it will be a millipede. So this is a very simple way of putting things into different and identifying them in different sections. So last of all, to sum up this very short and simple lesson on dichotomous key and classification, you can take a look at this fun exercise at the address stated there. And at the same time, please do your homework on page 124. Extend the dichotomous key there for animals. It's actually classified in a very rough summary, rough table. So if you can put it in the dichotomous key format, like what we've done for page 119 and 120, that would be great, and hand it to your teachers when school reopen. That's about it. So have fun and have a good break. See you later.